We talked a little bit and told you a little bit about Isaiah Bond earlier in the show. Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports, Andrew Siciliano, talking about the news with Bond saying that he was going to sign with the Cleveland Browns and thanking the owner, Jimmy Haslam.
Maybe the player jumped the gun here. Regardless, he is talented. Somebody will sign him. Charles, it might be the Browns, but right now they're pushing back against that.
Well, I mean, Andrew, who's the offensive coordinator of the Browns, right? There's a connection there. So, I mean, I think there's no doubt that he would like to play, for the Browns. And frankly, you could argue there's a need for the Browns. I think the Browns could use depth at wide receiver. And as you said, he was a player who, I think there were varying opinions on him in the draft, but I feel like his basement in the draft was a third round pick, right? And there were certainly teams that I think would have liked to have taken a look at him maybe later in the second round. A guy who's got speed, not a ton of size. I mean, in terms of height, he's like a 5'11" guy, but he does have that 4.4 sub 4.4 speed, which is that'll get you a lot of shots in the NFL, and that will definitely drive you up draft boards. Played big roles at two programs when you talk about Alabama and Texas. So I think for him, this is frankly the best possible outcome of this, right? I mean, to have fallen out of the draft when you could have been, I think, again, the basement on you was really a third round assessment. To have fallen completely out of the draft is rare. And I think in those instances, it causes particularly maybe some teams that haven't done their full due diligence, but I think all kind of knew what was at the table at that point, causes everybody to sit there and go, okay, this is really serious.
And, Dalton, it's kind of interesting. I didn't connect Tommy Rees from Alabama, where he played, to Bond. So the Browns should have a little bit of background on him that some teams might not.
Yeah, certainly. And the fun football side of that is I would say that 2023 season that he played under Tommy Rees at Alabama was his best season. What Isaiah Bond brings is a deep threat with blazing speed, 4.3 speed, maybe even 4.2 speed, like his Texas teammate Matthew Golden, who was a first-round pick of the Green Bay Packers. But last year, he got off to a pretty good start at Texas, and then obviously there was Quinn Ewers' injury. There was some inconsistency at quarterback with that and trying to throw the ball deep. So he kind of fell out of favor as Golden got hot the second half of the season. But Bond is talented, and for a Browns team that is looking for a vertical threat, they're hoping Cedric Tillman can be one of those guys. Jerry Jeudy did a really nice job working underneath last year, but there's an element of this offense vertically and a lack of speed last year that you saw. They just couldn't hit those deep shots. Now, part of that is the quarterback situation. Part of that is the poor pass protection, but part of it is also a lack of speed. So it's interesting now to see, with Bond seemingly cleared of all his off-field troubles, if he is signing with Cleveland, if that's getting finalized, that they finally maybe have a vertical threat, at least somebody who could give them that level of speed to take safeties off the top of the defense.